Hey everyone, this is Andrew from Park Rovers, and tonight I am joined with three other people, which is a record for Park Rovers Live. I have with me Micah, Dustin, and Nick. How's everybody doing? Let's start with Micah. How are you doing? What has been going on recently?
I'm doing amazing. Just getting back from a big WDW trip. Got all the Figment merchandise. I actually had to buy another car to bring it all home, but here we are. So
Wait, we gotta stop. What do you mean you bought another car?
so I could bring home all the stuff that I bought, the merch that I bought while I was at Walt Disney World, because I bought that much.
Oh, jeez. All right. Did you buy the car in Orlando?
Yes.
Oh,
It was used. I got a good deal on it.
I feel like we could do a whole show on this car. But
maybe one day. It's still full of stuff, okay? Let me empty it out first.
Okay. I'm out of focus here.
You are out of focus.
Come back to us. There you are.
There you go.
There we go. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we'll move on from the car. Dustin, how's it going?
Well, so we also just bought a car, but not to bring merchandise home from Disney World. So our car, we got it on Vroom. It's coming from Texas. We actually don't have it yet. But that's where my theme park money went.
And it's coming with a boatload of merchandise from Six Flags over Texas?
I would assume, actually, it's coming from Houston. So if it's old Astro World stuff,
Listen,
that would
go big or go home, okay?
We did go big. So.
All right.
But going to hit up King's Dominion next weekend.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, and I didn't do my intro, but I will be I'm planning to go to Carowinds opening day next weekend too. So, Dustin will be at King's Dominion, and I'll be down in Carowinds, and we'll be checking out the opening days. So that's exciting. It's always nice to experience an opening day, especially in this post-COVID, if we can say that, world.
I think we're there
end
now.
Of COVID.
Yeah. Very exciting. And our guest tonight, and he was on the last live show, but Nick from Resell to Roam. How's it going?
I'm doing great, y'all. How about y'all? So I am Nick. Channel is Resell to Roam, and basically we're a reselling channel, and we use the money that we get reselling to take our family on adventures. We think experiences are, a lot more valuable to our family than anything that we can give them. So we just got back from Busch Gardens, Williamsburg today. We went there yesterday, and
wow.
I vlogged the whole thing. Hopefully have that video out this week, and we just like going to different theme parks, Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, Walt Disney World, just trying to, experience what we can experience. And I am the roamer among the rovers tonight.
The roamer on the road. I like that. Yeah. Pierce, we got a comment. I saw you at Pantheon. Are you talking about Nick or me? Because I didn't get to ride Pantheon,
Andrew,
but I was there.
Yeah, you probably can see me.
I was going to make a tall joke, but
we'll get to Pantheon. Nick, did you ride? You rode Pantheon, right?
No. So
no. Okay.
Here's the deal. We like to be very frugal when we go to places, and we like to, basically find different ways we can hack. And Busch Gardens Williamsburg is something else we do. So our season passes renewed at an interesting time. So my wife's and my son's renewed, and then we decided that when mine came up for renew, we didn't renew mine, and basically I got in on a guest pass, and I was the only one at so basically we kind of hacked the system there, just kind of save a little bit of money on the price of admission. But the thing of it is they were saying that I technically could, because we did have a season pass, but since I was there as a guest, they were like, I don't know, I don't think you can be able to do that. So no, I did not ride Pantheon, but I will ride it this year, I guarantee you.
Oh yes.
Yeah. Well, I think so you and Dustin can ride. I will not be able to ride. Micah, you'll be able to ride if you make it down.
I am not too tall, and I'm not too short. I'm just right.
It's like Goldilocks up in here.
All right. Well, so tonight we are talking about St. Patrick's Day celebration at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg. And here's our park map if you're not familiar. So Busch Gardens, Williamsburg has different hamlets. And we've been through this before, so I'm not going to do a deep dive. But generally, you walk in at England. And I usually go to Scotland to see the stables. But yeah, so there's a few few events that are happening for St. Patrick's Day celebration. Local Irish dance schools are in England, and I guess those only are on the weekend because I think they didn't have those on Friday when I went. Nick, you went on Saturday.
They were not.
Well,
they were not. No.
I have a comment in YouTube that had one of the dancers was saying they performed I think yesterday, so maybe you just missed them, but Celtic Fire is back in Ireland, which is known as one of the best theme park shows anywhere, which I love it. I love Celtic Fire, so I was able to see that. We'll get into that, but I just wanted to give a quick overview of the map. They have Rockin Celts. I know you saw them, Nick. Yeah. So we have your picture of that, so we'll get into that. And then over in Oktoberfest, they have the St. Paddy's DJ, which I saw them set up. We'll get to this, but they have the St. Paddy's DJ and then the Emerald Ensemble inside. And there's a couple of things that are renamed. So Shenanigans Spirits in Oktoberfest, and then going back to France. If you look under the Royal Palace Theater, there is Clancy's Cork, which I love the name on so many levels. You have Cork, Ireland. You have Cork, meaning the wine, and Clancy, all in one name. But that's a quick overview of the map. I would say this is a toned down festival or event.
It doesn't seem as big as Mardi Gras.
It's not as big as Mardi Gras. It's not like Food and Wine. So it's somewhere in the middle. And I feel like they could do more, but maybe they just want to break between festivals, and with Pantheon opening up, maybe they just wanted to keep it a little more chill. So I don't know, but we'll get into our photos here. So this is what I don't know if you got this, Nick.
We did not.
I got this, and I thought it was interesting. It specified 42 degrees because I thought it was 45, but 42.
Maybe Pantheon can run at 42, and that's all anybody really cared about.
Yeah. So, and it also said winter weekends. So did they print out a bunch of these for winter weekends and then reuse them? So winter weekends was the January
one.
festival, which isn't really a festival, but it was, that's when they're open in January. So I thought that was interesting. But I also thought this was interesting. And I don't know if you noticed this, Nick, but they used to list all of the attractions that were open, and they replaced that with a giant QR code, which is fine.
Yeah. To be honest, when we were there, we pulled into the where you go to pay to park, into the entrance, and we weren't expecting them to be letting cars through at that time because we got there before 11:30, things like a quarter after 11, and they were like, "Oh yeah, we're letting people in," and we're like, "Well, crap, we could have got here earlier." And so we basically, it was just kind of go once we parked in Germany and got the tram ride over, and so I did not see this, but yeah.
So you parked in Germany. So this is England.
Okay, I think that's England parking.
Specific sign is. So I park in England as a pass member. So that's the difference. I get preferred parking, so I'm better than
free
you.
Parking, but it's just general, not preferred.
Andrew's a little bougie.
He gets to put his hazards on when he pulls into the thing.
Right.
Everybody look at me.
I put the hazards on like before I even get to the parking gate. I'm like, I know what I got to do. I have my ID ready and I'm ready to go. I'm VIP-ish. So I thought it was interesting they replaced this sign. I don't know how long I can talk about the sign, but
I'll hold that up because I like how it says there's 2 attractions that close at dusk. Is that the Rhine River Cruises and the Wolf
Valley? Because you can't see the wolves. You can't see the wolves at night.
But they're still out. Was causing them to like
I don't think so. I think they go back to their yeah. I think they put them to sleep. Well, not.
There's several times I've been there during broad daylight and I haven't been able to see the wolves. So.
We've gotten pretty lucky in that regard.
Yeah. Rhine River cruise will be nice to. That's a weird one. I can't wait to do that again though.
Yeah, I haven't done that one in a while. That one's it's nice.
Well, it's not technically a river either. It's a lake, right?
Yeah. It's a lake disguised as a river. You have to close your eyes and kind of use your imagination.
It's narrow and it flows when you're on a boat.
I feel like I it's
riverish enough.
Yep.
We'll go to the next. Still got some COVID signs. It's interesting. These are now demoted and they're off the sidewalk or off the walkway. So maybe that means COVID's coming to an end.
Honestly,
pretty soon that will be down in the woods.
It looks like it was in the walkway, and someone was like, "Put that over there." We're just gonna move that to the side.
This is how you phase out COVID. You just keep moving it to the side, and then eventually people, it goes away, and nobody gets it, right?
Right.
You hope so. Oh, so the downside to parking in England, Nick, is that I have to walk all the way back to the Germany parking lot. So, because I have to go to the kiosks. They don't have kiosks by the England parking lot. So I might as well just park there. So the fun thing about the kiosks is then I can see at the top of this photo, you can see that I get a free guest ticket at a Florida park, and that's because I have the 11 park membership. And I took a photo of this so I can remember that if I go to Florida before May 15th, that I have a guest ticket that I can use, which I did get to use one in January. So my girlfriend, I got her into SeaWorld, and she was very happy. As happy as you can be. Left. That was sadly that was before Icebreaker. So I haven't ridden Icebreaker, but they have the member lanyard, and so I hit one on lanyard. And
hey, can I ask you a question about that?
Yeah.
Did you have to print off like a voucher to get your lanyard?
Mm-hmm. So you this is each one of these are vouchers. Mm-hmm. So if I hit one, that means when I check out, I get the lanyard, or I get the voucher that I can go and get the lanyard with. We'll get to that. Okay. But each one of these is basically
I'll save my Greg for them.
Yeah. The rewards, I would say, like, why don't they just you just show your member ID and then you get your stuff. I don't know.
They can scan your card and
exactly. I think we have the technology to do this.
We do.
I think we do. Like Disney has it figured out. Like they have the magnet thing. You're an AP or whatever they call it now.
Flags has it figured out.
Yeah, and as much, I think with the, and off on a little tangent here, with as much disdain as people had for that virtual queue for those magnets, I've seen a lot of positive reviews saying I got into the queue, and once I went into the actual line, it was like 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think that they're getting a lot better about that. So I don't know. This is an odd system. Also, it's weird that you still have the notion of a home park. So in the past year, I was a member of Busch Gardens Tampa because I happened to renew my pass in Tampa because I wanted to go to Busch Gardens Tampa. And so I bought the 11 park thinking like, hey, I'll be a member. I'm still a member of every Busch Garden, SeaWorld park, right? Mm-hmm. And then no, that's not actually true, because then you're not technically able to go to any member day at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, at least, and probably any other SeaWorld park in another state. So I don't know. It's very odd. That's a separate rant. But basically at the kiosk, I hit the voucher for my lanyard. I hit the voucher. I did the single ride quick queue, even though that was a waste because there was no one here this day I went. And then I did the Pantheon one-time ride.
Very, very short when you were there.
Yeah. So I did the Pantheon one-time ride, which was also a waste because I didn't get to do that. But I gave it out.
I say, were you able to give your ride away to someone?
Yeah, but I gave it away to Coaster Studios, and I think they got on anyway. So
Yeah, I heard it was
That's
my
our-
wife was looking at the Facebook Busch Gardens Facebook page, and so it's like,
Mhm.
so Coaster Studios is here, and
yeah, yeah. So I talked to them for a bit. Posted a pic on Instagram. By the way, they have Coaster Studios did a really good documentary called "This Is How We Roll," which I highly recommend watching if you're into coasters. I paid on Vimeo, and I was talking to Taylor and Sarah about that. I was like, man, you put in a lot of work and it shows. Really good documentary on RMC, Rocky Mountain Construction.
It was much better than the Closed for Storm Six Flags New Orleans documentary that was on Amazon.
Yeah,
much better.
Agreed. Micah, you might remember this. If you, I think they paint this every year, so it's nice and bright at the entrance.
That was a lot of years ago, my friend.
Well, yeah, I'm testing your memory. Where did I go? Oh, here's my lanyard. This is my Pantheon lanyard, so I can always remember the coaster I will never be able to ride.
I'm trying to figure out ways to get you under the height limit, and all of them involve bodily dismemberment.
I was about to say, cut his feet off. I mean, that's the only way.
Yeah. Take some 2 inches out of the shins. You don't need all of that.
Yeah, so ride previews are in progress for Pantheon. We saw this coming. So on Friday, this past Friday was platinum member preview, and I'm a platinum member. You also had to be a platinum member with the home park of Busch Gardens Williamsburg. So if you're a platinum member of any other SeaWorld park and you were somehow made your way to Williamsburg, Virginia for Pantheon, one of the most hyped coasters in the past few years, you could not ride on Friday unless you're Coaster Studios and you could talk to media and get on. So I printed out my voucher and I knew I was over the height limit, but I don't know how that, there was a chance.
You still got to try.
I wanted to take the chance. I waited so long for this coaster. There
it is.
There it is. So I don't know how many photos I have of Pantheon. Oh, I got one more. So basically this is in Italy. So you have the teacups, very similar to, what are the teacups called in Busch Gardens?
Turkish Delight.
Turkish Delight. That is fantastic. I don't know how I forgot that name. So Turkish Delight is on the right, and oh man, the barker for Turkish Delight was really loud, really hyping up people.
I feel like they got loud around like Howl-O-Scream, and they just stayed loud because they had to like shout over everything, and then they never turned down the speakers.
I like the enthusiasm.
Oh yeah.
That reminded me something, Dustin. So I don't know if Andrew had this problem, but when I was filming at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, it is so hard to find places where the music is not blaring in the background.
Yes.
To record. It's like I've just got my GoPro and I'm like, hey everybody, and then it's just like copyright strike. It's just going on at like 29 billion decibels.
All of Dustin's videos have copyright strikes.
All of them. Andrew figured it out. None of my. I can't find the places that he finds.
You have up to 10 seconds, and
no, that's a lie.
Yeah, that had one of my video on my other channel from Animal Kingdom got taken down because of a copy. Well, they got muted because of a copyright strike. It was the Iowa and the
Avatar, yeah,
the Avatar and the boat ride.
The Avatar song, gotcha.
Yeah.
You don't want me singing for the rest of this vlog.
You're gonna get a copyright hit here.
The rest of this live.
I know.
Yeah, there it is. I just saw it.
Oh no.
Just came over.
So Pantheon.
Yeah. So let's talk about Pantheon. And I wish this was a live stream where I was telling you how awesome Pantheon is.
How did it look, Andrew? Was the energy around the ride as amazing as I wanted it to be?
So everybody was very excited that got to ride, and everybody said it. I remember one kid saying, "This is better than Velocicoaster," which
Wow,
I find
Wow,
hard to
that's like a
believe.
serious claim right there.
I know.
sure is.
This kid
Was that kid Taylor Bybee?
No, but he was talking to him.
Oh, okay. All right.
So there's that. I do think. I mean, obviously, it's a very similar ride to Velocicoaster, but
In ways,
the
yes.
theming wise and queue wise, it does not even hold up at all. Like there is very minimal theming to Pantheon, and I heard a rumor, or I saw a rumor that more theming may be coming or is coming. And so what's there right now is kind of just a shell of what will be there in the future. I hope that's true.
I feel like Pantheon's getting compared to Velocicoaster in so many ways. They're both Intamins, they're both multi-launches and all that stuff. So if we didn't have the Velocicoaster bar to live up to, I mean, I would still say I feel like they could have done a little bit more. But like Apollo's Chariot, once you got out of the station, doesn't have more theming than this, and Vader doesn't, Griffin doesn't. So like their roller coaster layouts are not themed. This is nothing new for Busch Gardens Williamsburg. The trees will grow in, we'll get some vegetation. If we get some columns falling down somewhere, it's a win. I don't know what people expected. If Velocicoaster wasn't around, I don't know if people would be complaining about the theming as much as they are.
That's true. I mean,
here's something else that I just thought about. Is like generally, if Velocicoaster has been out for a little while, so people have time to go through the elaborate queue that they have set up, right? I mean,
right.
You can't really compare it, apples to apples. I don't believe, because number one, like I said, they're still developing the theming, but I mean, I don't think the theming. What's the most themed coaster queue? What's the most themed line at Busch Gardens Williamsburg, in your opinion, as far as a coaster goes?
Verbolten.
I mean, probably Verbolten.
Oh yeah, Verbolten by far, and then it's Alpengeist.
I mean, I just don't know. I mean, if they could bring it to the same level, if it's not on the same level as Verbolten right now, then it's definitely something they're gonna have to step it up. But same manufacturer, and all the stats are kind of the same. And I know it's like two different feels of a ride, but it's kind of. But see, it's another thing is Velocicoaster. That's like that's got a movie tied to it. That's Jurassic World, Jurassic Park franchise associated with it. And Pantheon, it's
Pantheon has 5 Roman gods, Nick.
I understand it.
Theme park lifestyle. Thanks for joining us.
Theme park lifestyle. What's up?
5 Roman gods brought you this coaster.
What are the names? Top of your head right now.
Oh no, Jupiter. I remember
Zeus.
Neptune. I don't think Zeus is.
I like the Greek gods more. This is killing me.
Iron Gwazi don't really have theme either.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, and here's
they
the
don't
thing,
even know if they're an alligator or a crocodile.
When you talk about Velocicoaster, I mean, like Nick said, that's tied to a movie franchise, and you've got the theming going into the coaster itself, and then the coaster itself is heavily tied into that theming, and it's part of what the entire thing is. Versus, you have some of these coasters out there where they're heavily themed on the exterior, but then once you get to the ride, it's just basic roller coaster. You're out and back, and there's nothing more to it when you're out there. I don't know if this is the case here. I've obviously never seen this.
Micah, this is the world's fastest multi-launch coaster you're talking about.
Okay, great. And I'm sure I'll be on it one day.
And that should be the selling point.
I can give a crap about the theming. I just want to go on the damn coaster,
Like 98% of roller coasters out there have no theming once you leave the station. We're okay, friends.
Yeah. So this has basically there's 2 feet. So you have to be between 42 inches and 76 inches.
There's the two metal frames right there.
This guy was smiling at me. He's like excited for everyone to go on, and then he's like, "Sir, I'm gonna need to check your height." And I think that's that stick in his neck. That stick to the right of the man with the purple shirt. or the maroon shirt is what was measured. That was my official measurement, and they said I was an inch too tall.
Oh my God! Just go, dude. You got to get flat shoes.
I was gonna say, can you get like water shoes? Or,
I had my thinnest layer shoes on, so I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen.
Like some
get a haircut,
Converse or something like that.
Honestly, I think the haircut might help. And because my hair brushed the top, and I think that's what cued him in to be like, "Hey, I need to."
How bad do you want to ride this coaster? Are you willing to give up your good posture?
Andrew, if you could just wear really, really, really baggy pants, right? And then you just crouch a little bit at the knee, and they'll never see you crouching.
You got some Jinkos in your closet?
I was just gonna say, Jinko
Gotta go barefoot. It's funny that man in the under the steel height check. He said, "Can he take off his shoes?" And I was like, do I have to take off my shoes? Like, I will.
Would
do
you
that.
have taken off your shoes? That's the next question.
So that's the funny thing is at Dollywood, I took off. They made me take off my shoes to ride the wing coaster there. Dustin, Wild Eagle. Thank you. I know I can count on you.
I got you.
Wild Eagle. They made me take. I was wearing the same shoes that I wore for Pantheon, and they made me take those off to ride the coaster, and that was amazing. I've never ridden a coaster without shoes on and socks on, and it was very breezy, and highly recommend riding a coaster without any shoes on.
All right, I'm fully convinced we can get you on this ride. Still,
yeah, I'm gonna need some help. So anyway,
food and wine will get you there.
I was too tall, and the sad thing is there was no wait. 10 minutes is a lie. People were able to hop right on Friday. And then they had re-rides after 5.
Yeah, they had re-rides there. And one of the kids that was able to ride it, he came back and I thought he said, they're doing free rides, but he said they're doing re-rides. It was like, I was like, what? I can go? Yes!
Yeah.
Not you, sir. No, not you. No.
Yeah. So Pantheon wise, I know it's awesome. You know, I've watched the POVs. I've watched 360 POV. Dustin will be able to. He'll be the first park rover to ride. So hopefully.
So we're doing King's Dominion next weekend.
Mm-hmm.
I might, if I can convince the fam, we might scoot add a couple hours to our trip and scoot down there for Pantheon.
It's not that far. It's not that far.
It would literally be a run in, ride Pantheon, run out.
And ride out.
That's all you need to do. That's all you need to do.
Yeah.
So this is a separate topic, and I might release a video on this, but this is a super low max rider height.
Mm-hmm.
Typically most coasters don't have a max rider height, right? And then the second most common max rider height is 78 inches, which is 6'6", which is my height, technically, if you round up. So that's what I'm used to. That's what Rip Ride Rocket at Universal has. No, Disney doesn't have any max rider heights yet. Yeah. We'll wait to see on that. That's also Wild Eagle at Dollywood is 6'6", and that's all off the top of my head. But that's the second most common, and then I think 6'4" is probably the third most common. But this is the lowest max rider height. Besides the kiddie coasters like Kitty Hawk at Carowinds
which is a horrible ride, and you're not missing anything.
I don't need to ride Kitty Hawk. Anyway,
or Red Bull.
Coaster Studios. This is. So they found a Busch Gardens PR person, and they were doing an interview. I posted a little bit of this interview on our vlog. I stole it, but I recorded it, so it's not stealing, right?
You're just like 25 degrees off the center. You just
and it looks like it too.
I mean, I did what I could. I only had my iPhone too. I had to. All my cameras were in the lockers except for my my ride camera, which I couldn't. It wouldn't work. I couldn't zoom in on that. So there's a little snippet of that interview on the St. Paddy's Day vlog on Park Rovers. But yeah, Coaster Studios, shout out. They don't need it. They're very popular.
Yeah. they're far more popular than us. We're getting cred by being in the same picture as them. Good job, Andrew.
Yeah. Thank you.
Oh,
Micah
no,
is
we
taking a
lost
break.
Micah.
Oh, we'll add him back.
Oh, there he
Okay.
is.
I don't know what happened.
All
Blame
right.
COVID.
Micah's back.
I'm here.
Let's see here. Okay, Apollos. I rode Apollos chariot again. Twice. Second row.
Nice.
So second row pro tip is the quick queue. And you can't ride anything but the second row.
Right.
But there was no wait. And I wanted to ride first row, and I was like, "Can I go first row?" They're like, "No, you're quick queue. You got to go second row." I'm like, "Oh." So I have to walk all the way around to ride first row. I didn't ride, so I didn't do that. I rode back row. I rode second row, and then I rode back row, and that's what you see in the vlog. Another shot of Pantheon.
That's a cool shot. I like its shadow effect
So-
on that one.
Yeah.
I asked this question on Facebook and didn't get an answer. When you cross over that bridge over the train tracks, it's just Pantheon and some lockers, right? There's no food stands, no bathrooms, nothing else is over there.
Nothing yet. Now there's a rumor of a Pantheon burger, and I assume across the bridge at the Pantheon VIP party, they're going to set up some stuff, like at least a tent, because there is some space on the right. And I wish I took a photo of this, but I was too flustered from not being able to ride that I didn't take a photo. So there's lockers. So you cross the bridge. So in ride preview, they make sure you have a voucher before you cross the bridge, which I don't know how that works. If you like are using the locker and you need to get your stuff out of the locker and you like cross the bridge accidentally and you need to get back. I assume they'll just make sure you're a member, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyway, so there's a bridge. And then on the left, the lockers, and there's space on the right, and then straight ahead is the ride queue. So that's how it is.
Okay.
Nothing too fancy, but yeah, that's your answer.
I was just wondering if there were any beer stands or any food stands over there.
No.
So as I'm waiting in this super long queue.
No.
If they were smart, they would put those things in there because they would make more money.
Exactly.
I need a Pantheon IPA. Personally.
And Imperial Pantheon Ale.
Yeah, rolls.
Well, there's
off the
some
tongue.
really great breweries in Richmond, so I'm sure maybe somebody might pick up on it and make something.
Yeah, the best breweries in Virginia I have not seen partner with Busch Gardens, but I'm talking about Vale, and they don't really distribute anyway. So anyway. I can go on a beer tangent, but this is another shot of Pantheon in between the columns. So there's a garden in Italy, and there's columns, and I just like the shot of Pantheon up there.
It's a beautiful
That's all I got. Thank you.
When I was watching it go, the best part is you can hear the coaster go up, and then there's like a split second where there's silence from the car, and then you just hear screams going back down before you hear the noise of the car going back down.
That's funny. Like a lot of the POVs, like the first ones, are all like people screaming and going, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god," over and over again. I'm desensitized at this time. I'm not even at 200 coaster count, but I don't know. I don't scream on rides. Dustin might.
I whoop whoop.
I scream out of pure joy and excitement of more than anything else.
It's not like honestly, the last coaster that I have been terrified of when I rode new was probably Sky Rush.
Yeah.
Just because I thought that was literally trying to rip me from my body, and I love it.
And it still makes you feel that way.
Oh, it still does. It still does. I've ridden that thing 30, 40 times, and I'm still like, no, but I scream out of joy and excitement, not fear for my life. Unless I'm
Sky Rush, Hershey Park, for any of those that don't know.
They have signs in the station that say this is a very active roller coaster, and they aren't lying when they say that.
Hershey Park opens April 2nd. We'll be there.
April 2nd.
Tempesto was the last time that I really kind of got exhilarated, like the most recent one. I think before that was probably the first time I rode Volcano at Kings Dominion. But
I never got to ride it.
Yeah.
Oh, I could go hot take on Volcano, but I won't right now.
We'll save that for a King's Dominion episode. I like Tempesto a lot.
Yes.
For what it is, and its sister at Tampa. But Anyway, Clancy. I gotta get into your photos too, Nick. I know you got one of Clancy.
So it's a funny thing. The whole time, like we did the meet and greet with my son, and I kept calling him Chauncey.
Chauncey?
Yeah, I was telling my son, I was like, go to Chauncey, and then it's
isn't there a sign?
Big sign above his head that says Clancy. I was just like, oh, and it's in the video too. I'm sure that's going to be great when I have to edit all that stuff.
You can just put some. Nobody will care.
I think I'm going
to. We'll know.
Me saying apologizing to Clancy, like I am so sorry.
You need to go back in March and be like, I am so sorry, Clancy. I called you the wrong name.
I just wanted to know what this leprechaun was doing in Germany. He was.
Yeah, I saw your video when you were asking him. He was like,
he's lost. He's lost. So the funny thing about this celebration is that they spread out Ireland. I mean, I guess it goes for a lot of the festivals. As they
Mardi Gras was all over, you know.
Yeah. So there's like U2 playing throughout the park. And I did not hear the Cranberries, but I'm sure they were playing at some point. But
I'm sure they were lingering somewhere.
Good one. I'm sure. Yeah. I'm sure. So yeah, it was just weird to see also the new paint theming to Rhinefield, which has gotten a lot of hate on social media.
I like it.
So there's a little back and forth I was in on YouTube, and this is like actually authentic to a specific town in Germany that I'm not familiar with, but. So there is precedent for this, that the what do you call them? They're not Imagineers.
They're SeaWorld team members in the design studio.
Okay. So they picked this color palette.
Yeah. I will say, because it was this color palette when we were there for Mardi Gras. Yes, like they were starting with the oranges.
I don't remember. Was it in? It might have been in progress because I don't remember it standing out as much to me.
No, I feel like the orange had been done and they were working on like the upper half. I could also just be remembering Facebook and Instagram pictures. So it's jarring if you've been there a lot and it's new, but I like it. It gives it some character because those murals were so faded. You couldn't see them anymore. It needed. Either those needed to be redone by the original artists, or we needed something like this. And this is going to be cheaper to maintain, going to be easier to maintain. And it looks good. New paint always looks good. New paint always looks good.
I'm somewhere in the middle. I get that it's like pretty dramatic, but I feel better about it knowing that it matches a town in Germany. So. Clancy, very nice guy, very nice chap. Leprechaun, I mean. Very nice.
Yeah. It was zero line to see Clancy when we went up there. It was, I mean, I think,
but it was a half a day wait for Chauncey.
Yeah.
Yeah, and 240 minutes for Pantheon. Oh no, Dark Coast.
Castle.
The
lights are on at Dark.
Have we ever talked about Dark Castle?
We did on like every episode of Busch Gardens Williamsburg that we've talked about.
We talked about it briefly last live stream,
but it's becoming very likely that this is becoming a coaster, and I think it's fine to talk about it. I have high hopes. Hopefully, I'm not over the height limit for this one.
You will be. Just assume you're over the height limit for everything.
No, I'm excited about an indoor themed coaster. This might be what we all wanted Pantheon to be in terms of theming.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not going to be what Pantheon is in terms of thrills. So
yes,
what would you rather trade off?
I'll take theming. I'm a theming guy. I'm sure Michael is with me.
And I'll take Pantheon.
Yeah, I like theming.
I think this is a great. Sorry, go ahead, Micah.
From start to finish, I'm a theming guy all the way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The layout of this queue is it's like I think it's a great blank canvas for them to really go into the theming heavy on this ride. And if they do, I'm sure the biggest thing is height. I'm seeing because the building is not probably going to be high enough for like a coaster that's going to be, you know, attractive to the people that want to go there. But I think that with it, yeah. But I think
I'll go ride it. But
yeah. I mean, I just there needs to be something there. I mean, it's dead real estate space, and it's not making them any money. So they've got to. I mean, I know they invested a lot with Pantheon, but they really have to.
Yeah,
I have spent at least $50 on every Santa picture that's been in that building since they took out Dark Castle. So it's making them money.
That'll be now in Battle for Ire.
Yes.
Hey, Battle for Ire merchandise 70% off right now.
Yeah, I have that in the vlog. 70% off Battle for Ire merchandise. Not a good sign for that attraction at all. I take theme and a good storyline, 100%. And that's why you're called Theme Park Lifestyle. That's why I love theme parks, and Micah and Dustin does not. I'm just kidding. Dustin's our thrill seeker.
Yes.
A thrill seeker that also loves theming.
I do love theming, but I also, love Pantheon.
We'll be watching this very closely. So I just thought it was interesting. The lights are on, so it's interesting to make that effort. I don't know if they're doing any work back there or just keep the lights on. Regardless, good to see. Shenanigans.
Well, hello.
So there is Clancy's Cork, as we talked about earlier, and then Shenanigans Spirits, which is one of two themed that they renamed this. They renamed this for each festival. So this is one of two themed areas or themed booths, I guess. Which
is brilliant. And like this is the beer and cocktail booth, and the one in France is the wine and cocktail booth. This is whoever had this idea needs a raise, needs to get promoted, needs something, because it was something different at Christmas time. It was something in the Winterfest. It was some Mardi Gras, like Bourbon Street booze, I swear is what it was called. It's Shenanigans Spirits. For food and wine, it's going to be something. For Beer Fest, it'll be something. Like, this is wonderful. I love this.
100%. I did not get a drink here. Nick, I know your wife did.
Really good.
Yeah, my wife actually got two. The first drink she got was the Magic Mojito, and it's I've got her full reaction of that on the video that will be coming out later this week. But she really enjoyed the Magic Mojito. It was one of those like already mixed, pour out of the tap style mixed drinks. But yeah, she said it had a good flavor. And then
hopefully it was better than the Mardi Gras mojito. So that was less than stellar.
Mardi Gras and mojitos should not go together. I
but I love mojitos. So.
Yeah.
And then the second one, she got a beer from Tradition Brewing, and it was an IPA, but the color of it was definitely looked like a stout. So it was very dark coloring for an IPA. But she said it tasted good. So.
Of Tradition, they're from Newport News, craft beer brewed in Newport News. I don't think I've had a beer from them, but
I'll check my Untapped right now. We'll see.
It's good. I did not get any of the beers from here because I like the Brow House, which is where I spent some time charging up, where I always do. I don't know if I have a photo. Oh yeah, the next photo is so they have is it 30 taps? Poison. 30 taps on.
Wow, that is quite the extensive tap list for a theme park. I mean,
it's amazing, Micah. Amazing.
I
have nothing from Tradition.
I was ecstatic to see this open. I was half expecting this to be closed because there was no one in the park on Friday, and I walked up here. What was it, like 6:45 p.m. and I had 3 beers over the course of an hour, I think. And I try to always have the unique ones I haven't had before because I check in on Untapped, and I'm crazy. So just like you, Dustin.
Yes.
So I kind of go down this list and I'm like, oh, what have I They have pickles.
No pickles.
No, there are pickles. There are pickles.
No pickles.
There are clearly pickles. So this is a different spot. So theme park lifestyle. You're thinking of the New France Trapper's Smokehouse. That's where I took the picture of the pickles, and we talked about the pickles. And they have gherkins with the meatballs. And these meatballs do not.
Good.
Do they look good? Okay, good. I think they don't look like great, but they were fine.
They look like Swedish meatballs, German meatballs.
Yeah, they were fine.
Yeah.
They look pretty tasty to me.
Yeah, the team member was like,
and all that, we're good.
Yeah, everything was fine. The team member was like, here's a spicy meatball. And I'm like, all right, that's what I want.
In Germany? In the Fest House? He said that?
He said that. He went off character.
He's really at Marco Polo Marketplace. He just had to get moved over for this.
That's way off character by probably a couple thousand miles.
So you can get meatballs and then pretzels at Das Festa. So those are back. Those weren't there. They were like out of food the last time I went for Mardi Gras. So
I would say Mardi Gras they had, because I tried to get a pretzel and they're like, we don't have any pretzels.
Yeah, so, I think I don't know. All right, I might be in the minority. They look good. They were good. They were fine. They're nothing to complain about here. Again, empty Brow House. You have some TVs. You watch the game. You can chill out, have a local beer. They had some beers from Germany. Yep, Nick.
You said TVs with the game. They actually had a TV with the game on the side of Shenanigans too, and a couple.
That's right. I forgot about that. I forgot about that. That is awesome. And I saw that, and I'm kind of like sad I didn't, because when I was recording the booth, team members were coming out, and I'm like, oh no, I'm not going to get anything. I don't need them to like think I'm going to order. But they had the menu on the side, and I wish I was like just recorded that instead. So I highly recommend the Brow House. Probably I don't know. King's Dominion has a good beer spot called the Parched Pig. Yep. Parched Pig. This does not. Pig. This is much better than the Parched Pig. And anything
I do like that the Parched Pig
anything
is.
Parched Pig
is Parched Pig is outside. I like that. That
open air.
You kind of you still know you're in a theme park. Where here you could be in just a beer house.
That's true. But probably the best beer in the Mid-Atlantic at a theme park.
Oh, selection, absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, and maybe the Southeast too. I don't dare I say East Coast. I don't know if there is. Is there a craft beer room at any other theme park on the East Coast better than this?
Not like that.
No, I know. I mean, Hershey Park has upped its beer game significantly.
Yeah,
they've got the one little Trogs place, so they've got like 2 Trogs beers in there, but that's not anywhere near the level.
No, but they have like I think 4 or 5 different beer places around Hershey Park. And Six Flags Great Adventures got some, but no, like if you want one place to drink beer in a theme park, I'm going here.
Yeah, I mean, I do. I mean, quality over quantity. I think Trogs could theoretically win, but I mean, I don't know. 30 beer taps, it's hard to beat. I just like the variety here.
I guess it's very convenient since they're located next to an active brewery.
But it's Anheuser-Busch.
Theme Park Lifestyle said nope, which I assume that's my question. Is there any other better place to get beer on the East Coast?
Ideally, I'd need to zoom in on that tap list and see, what all's on there. But
they're on taps.
It's a little blurry.
I mean, are these local?
Yeah, there's a mix of
local
in Virginia.
Most of it's local. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty nice there.
Yeah, and there's some Germany breweries.
They've got a nice variety of stuff.
Cider from Vermont in there, so there's a mix, and it's not like the top like tier Virginia breweries that I would consider, like a Vale from Richmond and Benchtop from Norfolk. Those are missing, but they got Virginia Beer Co. They got some heavy hitters in here, and a lot of smaller breweries. So I like the variety. But yeah, you could probably make a quality. Oh, I see Dustin. You're in our Slack posting the beer
sent
list.
the untapped venue. So there we go.
we could post a link to. I could just put that link in the chat here.
Yeah.
So anyone that wants to check it out.
And now that they've added these TVs, they're on Untapped, so it will update as they add beers.
Yeah, that's really cool for. I don't know any other theme park that's on Untapped, which
King's Dominion is.
King's Dominion is cool.
And I want to say Cedar Point is as well. I want to say I checked in a couple beers there.
Yeah.
Last year.
Cool. Untapped, by the way, from Wilmington, North Carolina, my state. Yeah, zoom in. Let's keep going. Emerald Ensemble. So this is the show inside of Das Fest House, and I only saw the beginning of this. And Nick, how much did you see? Let me find your photo here.
So I just took a photo of.
Oh, you didn't see it.
No, we saw it. We set through pretty much the whole thing. I think the last song was ending when we were walking out.
Oh, okay.
Now, everybody, the performers are great. The musicians are great. The singers are great. I just think that the song choices need to be kind of changed up a little bit. It starts off like the first two songs are, very engaging, but it just kind of slows down after that. So, I mean, they're singing the songs, they're singing them very well, but the tone kind of goes downhill for me. And my wife thought the same thing, but I mean, others might like it, but
yeah. I think it's perfectly fine for, having some lunch or dinner, having a beer, chilling out. But this isn't a show. I feel like I need to see like front to back.
Yeah.
So we were watching your vlog this morning, Andrew, and my 10-year-old goes, "Is that the drum major from the Mardi Gras band? that female vocalist right in front?" I'm like,
"Oh, wow,
possibly."
I did not think
possibly.
That. I mean, there's a very good chance.
Most likely.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure she's an entertainer for Busch Gardens.
Yeah. Yeah. You're on the short list of entertainment.
Exactly.
However they handle that.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Let me make sure I'm getting your photos.
But I think she has a crush, or I think he has a crush on her. I think that's what's going on.
Let's see here. Oh, okay. We'll talk about New France, Nick. I walked by this in my vlog, but I did not see this band. I see the jeans. I see the kilt. What was going on here?
This is the Rockin Celts. They did a rock and roll Irish band, and they were awesome. This is like a must see. Honestly, if anyone's going to St. Patrick's Day celebration, you need to go see them because they were on point. They started off with a Flogging Molly song, "Drunken Lullabies," and
I was going to ask if Flogging Molly was up there.
Awesome. Yeah, that was like the number one started out.
Okay, then we're good. I'm good.
Yeah, and it's not terribly long. Their set is 4 songs, and one of them is just an instrumental where they show off the all the different musicians, and the young lady that's playing the violin there, she was moving really, really fast playing it. She was probably the best one, at least my favorite of the band. So yeah, but yeah, definitely check this out if y'all are gonna go. Yeah, check it out.
Wow. I called them the Rockin Celts because I'm from Boston and I only know the Celtics. And, so I'm sorry about
your
that.
parquet floor.
I know it's.
Well, at least you didn't call Clancy Chauncey. I mean,
yeah.
No, Chauncey's a real guy. He's got a really long wait.
And Invader, you wrote Invader, or you just took a photo of Invader?
I just took a photo because we were there. Invader, like that was one of the coasters that the line started to get long. And
really?
I meant to take before and after photo because they were bringing in like sections of like the picket fence to kind of wrap the line longer.
I was gonna say, if you can still walk under that trebuchet, we're fine. It's not that long wait.
Yeah. Interesting. I learned that Invader might have a max rider height, by the way, but it's not advertised. I was chatting with someone on Reddit, and they said it was I think 78 inches or 76 inches. Anyway, but it's not posted.
Under the bridge.
I've ridden that many times and without issue. So,
Okay.
I think that's your picks, Nick. Thank you for sharing. We didn't get to Killarney. I met this tall guy in my vlog. So,
Is that you?
That's not me, but it's another guy that could not ride Pantheon because he is too tall.
Clearly,
yeah, very tall. But going back, we can get into Ireland now because this is Celtic Fire and reserved seating. So let's see. Last time, the reserve seating was like the first 5 rows, and now it's moved back to just be the first, like the wood area, the bench, these benches, and then the tables, and then the tables they actually can tap dance on those tables. So you could get a table right up front and have them like right there in front of you. Yeah, tap dancing on your very own table. And I find it hilarious that they have the green beer out on display, even though that's not actually beer. So this was my seat. Like I was right in front of these guys, and I posted this on Instagram, the Park Rovers Instagram story, and I was like, this just scared the hell out of me. The performers were coming out of this door, and I was like, I knew they were coming out of the door, but these guys just busted out, and they're like, what? And I was like, oh.
You also had 3 beers in an hour.
That's true. I did not have a beer while I was watching this, but
you probably would have thrown it on everyone behind you.
My green beer went everywhere. No. Celtic and oh yeah, and I also posted this. Shout out to the band. There's a band that performs during the show, and they're above the stage. So if you look on this photo, like on the top right, there's like a band right above the bar.
Okay.
I find that hilarious. I don't know how many people noticed that, but
that's the band that's playing during the show.
Yeah, part of the show.
Awesome.
Yeah, they're just hanging out right up there.
So Andrew,
Nick,
what were the changes? Was there any changes for this show from Christmastown to now?
Yeah, there's a swap of the songs at the end. I didn't stick around for the very end, but they had the fruitcake. I forgot what that song is called, but there's a traditional song with a fruitcake, and that was brought in for the Christmas celebration. They had that giant fruitcake.
Yeah.
So no recordings allowed during the show unless you have media permission. I didn't bother with that. So I didn't record. I just took these photos. But yeah, there's a slight change. So the Christmas edition is different. And that was the first time they did it. Was, from my understanding, was this past Christmas celebration, Christmastown.
So this is the traditional Celtic Fire you're going to get from now through October.
Yeah, it's back to normal, if you will. And yeah, it's awesome. So the band performs from the beginning, and then I guess they just clap at the end. There's guys that come in and they just clap. I love this show. I mean, I was sad about Pantheon, but I always love seeing Celtic Fire. So this brought me back to having a good time at Busch Gardens. And they have like a tap battle. They have 2 guys, and then and a lady joins, and then they have a how do you say 3 people tap dance, 3-person tap battle?
A menage a tap.
Menage a tap. Classic.
Dustin wins the internet for the night.
That would be the name. If this was a podcast, it would be titled Menage a Tap. But it's just a live chat.
Can we trademark that?
If you want, you could do a Celtic Fire. You could do your own Celtic Fire podcast. Call it Menage a Tap. Oh man. Anyway, such a great show. I mean, I don't know any other better show outside of Orlando at a theme park.
And let's be honest, okay, Orlando people, this has got to be better than at least half the shows down there.
Yeah. I don't know. We
At
only got
least.
theme park lifestyle. I mean, we'll see if he comments. But yeah, he has never been to Busch Gardens either, so he doesn't know.
Yeah.
You can watch an old grainy video of this performance, but we don't have a recording, so he might never know unless he makes it to
We'll get you up
Williamsburg.
here. We'll get you up here.
Mean, yeah. Dustin has a spare room. No, he does not.
Depends on the day.
So this is better vantage point. You can see the tables out on the right, and I was on that very first bench, and so you pay $5 or $4 for members, and I paid $5 because I apparently wasn't signed in, so I paid an extra $1 to SeaWorld Parks. You're welcome.
Do you need me to Venmo you that one?
I'll be fine.
Better go buy some,
Go
buy some stock.
fund me Andrew's dollar back.
Yeah, fund my theme park obsession. But
if only.
yeah. Anyway, just a great view for reserved, and they don't let you sit in reserved even if they're not taken. You can see that bench on the far right was sat completely empty during the entire show. No one was allowed to sit down there. So if you want to get one of those tables where they'll tap dance on your table, you got to pony up that $4 or $5.
Seems worth it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So relatively small theater, but really good show.
What are you saying? Like 200-300 people in there, if that?
Oh, this is very empty right on this. How many people max could fit in there? Yeah, I think 200-300 is right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. And Big Ben, the Elizabeth Tower, if you're being correct. Big Ben refers to just the bell inside the Elizabeth Tower. So I don't think
the case?
There's no bell inside of this one, I guarantee you. But I think everybody just calls it Big Ben. So it's out in green for St. Patrick's Day, which looks nice. I think it looks probably the best. It does. I like green. I don't know. And
green's a good color. Hold on. I have to ask,
green,
did you get
no
the member glass?
No.
For the month?
No. I did not. I like the idea of member glasses, but I did not get a member glass.
It's Big Bad Wolf.
I know. I saw. Yeah. I have enough. They called them mugs. Do they have a handle?
Listen, no, they do not. They are ride or experience on one side. They say member on you can't see that at all.
Yeah.
They say member on the other side. Hold on.
Let me I think I'm done with my slides.
Yeah.
Did I not send you the poutine picture? Because I know I put it on Instagram.
Is the poutine open?
The poutine is open. The poutine was a little disappointing. At least the one we got.
In what way?
So my wife got it. It was like a bacon cheddar poutine, and the fries basically were the only thing that was warm. They basically just took warm fries and then just put shredded cheese and like bacon bits on top of it, and didn't.
That's not poutine.
So for the guys that say that's not poutine.
Well, we got it at the poutine, stand. They, with the fry shop. Les Frites, yeah, thank you. But yeah, that was like the first disappointment of the day, because it's like you can't. They don't have like a, like a one of those like conveyor belt ovens, like you just make it and put it through, or
right.
But yeah, so we're a little disappointed with that. I thought I sent Andrew that picture, but I guess I didn't.
I might have missed that, but yeah, Les Frites is. I've had good poutine from there. I mean, not traditional poutine, but.
They have traditional poutine.
They do.
Yeah.
Which is the only way to get it. You get the squeaky cheese curds.
Oh, cheese curds. That's what it's all about.
Exactly. And the gravy. Sorry,
gravy.
I grew up in Michigan. So like this is close to home.
It's gotta be brown gravy.
Brown gravy with the squeaky cheese and the fries. And I have had really good poutine, from Les Frites, and I have had okay poutine from Les Frites.
There
Like
you
the
go.
fries were cold.
Yeah, I don't know why that
Yeah.
photo didn't make it into my PDF, but
I might have not sent it.
no,
Well,
it
there
was
it
my
is.
fault. It was my
Yeah.
fault. There's the poutine. Yeah, I didn't partake in the poutine either. But I guess I'm glad I didn't. Yeah, I just had the meatballs. that was all I did. They didn't have any specialty food. They didn't have any other
The
specialty
spicy meatballs.
Yeah, and
Was that a
Spicy meatballs?
that was what my wife was talking about. Because she watched the last live stream and was talking about like Mardi Gras. I was like, well, we didn't really have anything like this here for
No.
there was
No.
really a very serious lack of specialty foods is for the St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah,
And there's so many Irish foods
yeah.
that you could easily just pull in, and that's sad.
Yeah, and that's my critique of the St. Patrick's Day celebration. I think Busch Gardens Williamsburg is extremely capable of pulling off a good event, and we saw that with Mardi Gras, and we see that with Food and Wine, and we don't see that with St. Patrick's Day. And again, I was thinking, I don't know if it's because they need a break, or there's Pantheon. I understand both of those things.
I mean, at the very least, they could have, like, back in was it Christmastown, they had the food trucks set up. I mean, they could have offered local vendors to come in like they did in the past. Just to have a little bit more variety.
Well, let me ask you this: Did you wait a long time for the poutine?
No.
Okay.
Now I don't think the crowds was quite as low as when you went on Friday, but I think the longest line was the people that were waiting to go on Pantheon. That we didn't really wait. Granted, we just pretty much did kid rides, but we never really waited longer than 5-10 minutes for anything.
Well, see, if there's no lines for the food, then they don't have a reason to bring in the food trucks, right? So
that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, I would say that they have a lot of room to grow. I guess putting a spin on it, they have a lot of room to grow for St. Patrick's Day. They could do a lot more.
It's only the second year, right? Only
I believe
the second year of St. Patrick's.
Oh wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, they started the year-round thing during COVID, which was really interesting for them to
strange
announce
time
that.
to do that, but yeah,
A very strange time. But I feel like they were trying to recoup attendant like money by being open year-round, and they realized people will come, Ray. People will come, and they did.
If you build it,
yeah. and I certainly love it. I don't go to winter weekend since there's no really strong reason for me to go for that. But yeah, I certainly enjoy Mardi Gras. I enjoy St. Patrick's Day for what it is, at least with Celtic Fire. And I certainly will be back for Food and Wine. And I know Dustin, you'll join me at least.
Yeah.
I know Nick, you're probably considering it too.
Yeah, definitely Food and Wine, because I mean, I was talking because Dustin, you said that's like your favorite time to go, right?
That Food and Wine. If I could find a nice like 3-day weekend and do Food and Wine, that I couldn't think of much more.
Yeah, and I would say it's not Epcot Food and Wine. Bringing it back to Micah.
when do they do their Food and Wine down there?
So let me bring
April?
up the.
It's late April through early June.
Yeah,
I want to say
because
I feel like they have the dates out. Let me bring.
They do. That's on the.
They
website.
do. Yeah.
All events. April 28th through June 12th. So it's not 6 months like Epcot, but
but it's almost
didn't used to be 6 months.
Yeah. But so St. Patrick's Day, by the way, runs till March 27th. So you have a lot of time to check this out, but it is they are only open on weekends, I believe, still, right? So you have to go on a weekend. So they were open till 6 today. They'll reopen Friday at 3:00, and then they'll be open Saturday and Sunday. The times vary, so you have to check the website. So I'll post the post a link, but I'm sure anyone that is a member knows. But then they start to they're open for St. Patrick's Day, 3 to 9, which is awesome.
And
when do the remaining rides open?
So they say late March.
Yeah.
So I would guess they are open Friday, March 25th, daily through April 18th.
So when you talk about remaining rides, we are talking specifically about Griffin,
Alpengeist, Loch Ness,
Tempesto.
Tempesto.
So I would guess March 25th, which is the official opening date of Pantheon, would be when most of, if not all of those rides will be open, because they are open daily from March 25th through April 18th.
That seems about right. Like, why would, I mean, they have to be expecting a huge rush of people for Pantheon opening day on the 25th. So they have to have the capacity to handle all of the, because you're going to have a really long wait for Pantheon. And even with the member previews. So yeah. You're welcome, J Foss. Yeah, that's the best. That's the best.
I mean, that's an estimate. Like, you know,
it's very well possible. Like they might be testing some of those rides or phase them open before then. But I think you can definitely expect all those rides open by the 25th.
Yeah, with 3.5 weeks of daily operation through the spring break time, I think they'll try to have that park as open as possible.
Couldn't I guess weather play a factor into that? And it seems like, with that being said, I feel like we're moving into an early spring with temps kind of getting up there. So, especially for those outdoor coasters.
Yeah.
When is spring break in the Mid-Atlantic?
Baltimore area, it is the week of April 11th.
So that gets
that's when my kids have spring break that same week.
Yeah,
that might be timed with kids weekends, which is technically the next festival, April 1st through 24th.
Be there.
Join Elmo, Cookie Monster, Abby, Kadabi, and all of your Sesame Street friends for fun-filled weekends. I won't be there.
We will be.
You're welcome to record a vlog for.
We got that.
I will be taking a break. I will be doing the Carowinds.
We'll take that one. We'll take that one, Andrew, and then we'll meet you for food and wine.
I'll be in Vegas and Disneyland in mid-April, so late April. But yeah, I'll be back for food and wine.
Yeah.
Cool. Shout out to Precarious Beer. I was actually drinking Precarious Beer tonight during the show, and I was drinking that beer that you see on the screen there. We got a comment. April 2nd through 10th for spring break for the Richmond, Virginia area.
Okay.
So that lines up very nicely with kids weekends, which you have to think that's why they have kids weekends, April 1st through 24th.
And that's why they have 3 straight weeks of daily operations, because I'm sure someone in that area is, the week before that, the March 28th through April 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're over the age of 21 and not a kid, I highly recommend Precarious Beer Hall in Colonial Williamsburg. They have a beer hall, and I always pick up a 4-pack when I'm on the way back to North Carolina. So they do a lot of. I love the IPAs, but I picked up a Pilsner and a Porter this time, and I like to have some variety. I was talking to the bartender, and I was like, "What do you drink?" And he's like, I just like to pound beers. And I'm like, okay.
Oh, God. The bartender should not be saying they like to pound beer.
And I'm like, okay.
Well, hold on. I'll talk about my beers then.
This guy was older than me. Not that and I was like, you should, like, I thought you say that in your 20s. and But he recommended the Pilsner. I'm like, well, I'll get the Pilsner just because that's what you drink. And that's what I did.
I started with a Lost Rhino IPA or Faceplant IPA from Lost Rhino Brewing, which is out of Ashburn, Virginia.
Cool.
And then I finished with
that can was pretty sweet.
The can was good. A Forward Brewing Rivers IPA out of Baltimore.
Wow. So. I was at our Flying Saucer earlier today, so I just did one drink during the live stream. But that's all I got. Anyway, that's all our photos. If you have any comments or questions, please post those now. We're wrapping up, so it's been a fun Sunday night here, and let's do another quick round robin. Nick, do you got anything else going on? Any other videos in the hopper that you're working on?
Well, I'm going to be dropping this one of the one from I shot yesterday on the travel channel, which is Knack Travel Hack. And if you go to Resell to Rome on Instagram, you can click on my link tree, both YouTube channels, all that information's there. So yeah, that video will be going live on that channel. I'm still going through my vlog from Walt Disney World that we on our last trip. It's kind of slow going. Work's been pretty steady here lately. So grateful for that, but I'm still trying to squeeze in time for editing everything. But I've got 3 videos up on that vlog, and the most recent one is our Animal Kingdom video, and I've got some stuff going down, and the hotel that we stayed at for our most recent trip. And I plan on stretching that out into 2 separate videos for Magic Kingdom days, and just kind of going over a couple ways, couple hacks, couple ways you can save money, especially like on hotels and whatnot. As far as like we use the Marriott system for where we stay at, and got a lot of things in the pipe, but just try to sit down and film a little bit and get some editing done. So
awesome. By the way, the Marriott system, you can stay in Orlando at the Swan and Dolphin. And the Swan Reserve, which we have I put a tour up of our room that we stayed at last year, late last year, and the Swan Reserve, pretty nice, and also walking distance to Epcot and Hollywood Studios in the Marriott system. So
that's a big really selling point.
Yeah, I still prefer Boardwalk, but
me too.
Well, you can. Can't you? It's the boardwalk you can walk to, right? They have that boardwalk area that you can walk to right around in there,
right next to the Swan and Dolphin. So it's not too far away.
Yeah.
Micah, what do you got going on coming up?
Me and my wife are going down, and I'll kind of give you a little sneak peek or sneak preview. So in June we are doing a Disney Fairy Tale Wedding vow renewal ceremony.
Awesome.
So we are going down April 7th through 10th. We just got back. Speaking of which, when we get off this call, I gotta sell that car that I bought. But we're going down April 7th through 10th for a long weekend. I didn't buy a car, all right? So let's just get off that. We're going down April 7th through 10th for a long weekend. We're doing a wedding food tasting. So we decided just to make a weekend out of it. And it's weirdly enough, we were stressing about how expensive airlines are right now. And then we got to thumbing around in our Southwest and our American Airlines accounts. And we were like, holy crap, we have credits from like 3 years ago from flights that we had booked. And then COVID just turned the world upside down. And they're still honoring them. So we booked a flight coming and going for, I don't know, maybe $75 out of pocket. So we'll be down there for that. Got a 2-weeker coming up in June. And that's when we're going to, and I said I'd give a little sneak peek because I'm sure we'll talk about it at some point. But our Disney Fairy Tale Weddings, just kind of in general, I'd like to just do an overview of that. But that, and sprinkled with some trips to Hershey Park. As soon as they get up and running with the kids, they're already itching to go on roller coasters and stuff. So can't wait. I mean, I watched a POV video of Pantheon, and I would love nothing more than to get down there and go on it. But maybe one day in the near future, I can put that in my to-do list.
Nice. And what you got going on, Dustin?
We're keeping the car that we bought. We're not selling it for tax purposes.
You got to get rid of all the merchandise first.
There you go. We're looking at King's Dominion, possibly Busch Gardens next weekend. Six Flags America opens up the weekend after that. Might hit that on the Sunday. And then Hershey Park opens February 2nd. We'll probably be there or April 2nd. We'll probably be there for that. And yes, I love that Hershey announced a real haunt. I'm very excited to see how that works out. My wife is like, no, I don't want to go now, because she loved the fact that Hershey Park was not scary.
Dustin, it's like I said to you on Twitter, it's the Halloween from Hershey Park that we deserve, you know?
Yes. I'm saying turn the whole boardwalk into a haunt and go from there.
Oh my God, I would love that.
Actually happens. We'll see if that happens, but
hitting up WW in Universal in April, June, and then D23.
Okay.
Wow.
I did not get D23 tickets because I went to Destination, but I'll be going to, speaking of myself, I will be going to I'll be going to Carowinds next weekend, and then obviously Busch Gardens, Williamsburg Food and Wine, and then Las Vegas. I'll be checking out the Adventure Dome, I believe it's called, in Circus, New York coaster.
Don't do it.
I'm going to do it. I got to do it for the coaster count. I got to do it for the coaster count.
Manhattan Express, sponsored by Advil.
And they got new trains. They're fine now.
Oh.
Oh man. And then let's see, what else do I have? So when I get to Vegas, I'll do all the coasters there. There is a Marvel Avengers station, they call it, at Treasure Island. It's $34 a ticket. I'm going to do that. And then I want to go to Barstow and see a little more of Route 66, go to Calico Ghost Town. I guess the inspiration for Knott's Berry Farm, if you will. So again, see a lot of Route 66, or as much as I can, out in Barstow. And then I'll head to Disneyland. I'll do Knott's Berry Farm, of course. I got a few coasters I have never done there. We'll get the Knott's Boysenberry Festival will still be going on, and then Disneyland and DCA, and I'll get to do the Food and Wine Festival for the first time.
All right, here's your boysenberry hack. You ready for the boysenberry hack? There's a boysenberry beer and a boysenberry cider, both good individually, but you get the half and half.
Like a snake bite situation, huh?
That's the hack.
WDW tomorrow.
Wow. Congratulations, man. I wish I was going with you.
He lives there. It's his backyard.
That's like the inside joke between me and my wife. I'm like, hey, when you want to move to Florida? It's just kind of like peppering in her brain, just kind of like slowly but surely. Yeah.
BGW several times this summer. Yes. I actually avoid the summer because it's hot. I do like the craft beer festival. So there's a chance, but it's not like super special because there's no themed entertainment around that. It's just beer,
maybe this year,
which is good.
Maybe this year
I'll make it down. It depends on timing and stuff. But I think that's all I really have planned. We do have Disney World in Tampa. I forgot about Tampa and Disney World in June.
There's Disney World in Tampa?
No, but so what I'm gonna do is fly down to kind of, but I'm gonna fly down to Orlando.
It's all the same.
I'm gonna stay at the Grand Destino for 2 nights, and then I'm gonna go to finally ride Iron Gwazi in June is my plan, and then fly out of Tampa.
You say finally ride like it's been open for years and years.
It feels like
it should have been.
Yeah. Oh, I also forgot about Boston. I'm planning on going to. Oh shoot! I'm planning on. So I have a trip to Boston in May, and I'm going to Boston Calling Music Festival. But after that, I will be going not to Six Flags because I don't know if they'll be open. But I'm planning on going to Canopy Lake Park, which I have never been to.
You shoot me dates. I'll meet you up there.
You're going to you want to go to Boston? I'm going for opening day at Canopy Lake Park. I believe it's Memorial Day on May 30th.
Boston's 5 hours. I can do Boston.
Well, feel free to join me. And I think that's about
But
all I have booked right now.
If I go to Canopy Lake, I'm going to Six Flags.
It's a bit of a hike from Canopy Lake, Canopy, like that's in New Hampshire, and then you got to go all the way to like Western Mass. So if you can hit up Richmond for the craft beer scene, it's incredible. Vale, Triple Crossing, Hardywood. 100%. So these are the breweries I was talking about that aren't at Busch Gardens, Williamsburg.
Mm-hmm.
Vale, by far number one. Triple Crossing, Jay Foss, at the pizza at Triple Crossing is incredible, but also the beer is also really good. Hardywood, known for their stouts, also a really good brewery, and
yeah.
So I love all three of these. Vale is my favorite, but I'm a hazy IPA fan and double IPA fan, so they do a really good job, and I can now get their beer in some select stores down here in Raleigh without making the drive up to Virginia, which is nice.
Yeah, that is.
Don't forget May is a big event at Epcot.
Oh yeah! Oh my God!
Do we know that Guardians opens Memorial Weekend, or
I mean, he said it. Jeff said it, so it must be true. I mean, he said it. He tweeted it, deleted it, and then retweeted it. It just said coming soon. So that tells you all you need to know right there.
You had coffee with Demaro.
I did.
Did he not give you any insight?
No, he did. He wasn't giving me the scoop on that. If I would have seen, so they told me Chapek was at Riviera that same day, and if I would have seen him, I definitely would have said, "So, are you guys making Jeff fly back on like Frontier or like ride with the luggage, or are you going to make him walk back to LA?" Because they were heading to the airport, like when I ran into him.
Yeah.
So I won't lie. This is one of the reasons why I booked my June trip to Disney World. It was like, well, I can't really so I already have Memorial Day plans. And I was like, how close can I get to potential to Memorial Day? And I could have made another weekend work, but we have Juneteenth off observed on the 20th of June. So I was like, well, that's perfect. Mm-hmm. And then I'll be at Grand Carnival at Carowinds probably the next weekend. So it all lines up, and hopefully I will get to ride Guardians that weekend, but we'll see. Cool.
Well, I saw something earlier, and there was a photo taken of the entrance, and it looks like they might possibly be doing a virtual queue for Guardians. So that'll be interesting to see how that pans out.
Mixed opinions there.
As someone who's 1 for 4 on boarding groups for Rise, I'm not a fan.
Dude, I'm like 10 for 10 on those. So
yeah,
we can do a whole show on that stuff.
No.
Yeah. If you know how to have one person up with the world clock or the US clock, and then have another person booking, and you can do it at the same time. I don't know what your problem is, Dustin. We're also probably 10 for 10.
Disney loves Apple, and I'm telling you, as soon as your iPhone strikes 7 o'clock, that's when it hits. Like they go, yeah. I mean, they are right on point with Apple time.
Outside my hotel room every dang day.
Man.
I wrote it. I got it.
Again, we could do a whole show on that, but you got to get off the hotel Wi-Fi. That's the biggest thing.
That is the biggest point. Yeah, get off that Wi-Fi.
5Gs, man. 5Gs.
I don't know, man.
I don't know. But
I wrote it. I'm good. It's fine. No, it was amazing. No, it was amazing. But
I also got up to Space 220, so I feel like I'm Guardians is just the next thing, and I'm really excited about it. So I hope I can get on in June. I'm not afraid of the boarding group. Space 220, I waited in the line for it, and we got to sit at the bar.
I would wait in a line. That's fine.
I didn't. Well, the line, you didn't know how long it was going to take. They didn't have any estimate.
I mean, listen, I got on Rise 10 times the first week it opened, so I don't think you'll have any problem.
Yeah. I've probably been on Rise 6 times.
Dustin wants to punch him
and that's no exaggeration. That's legit.
No, I believe you.
Actually, but you have to understand, the first week it opened, Dustin, there was no virtual queue. You had to get your butt up and be at the park at like 5 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
I would have done that.
And I did it.
That sounds so much better to me.
And you couldn't get a
virtual
boarding group
boarding.
until you scanned
Yes.
into the park. But
Right.
you know, but you got to remember, there's like thousands of people coming in, and they get in and they go, "Well, Fred, what do you think we should do here?" In the meantime, I'm like, done. Let me go get a coffee.
Joffrey's.
Joffrey's.
We got some
man.
Joffrey's at TJ Maxx.
I also had some Joffrey's at Alani in Hawaii, which
Yeah.
How
We
was
need to
that?
do one on that.
yeah.
We ordered Joffrey's K-Cups and drink it every morning.
Oh wow. All right. Well, and with that, we've made it to we're started talking about Joffrey's, and we've made it to the hour and a half mark.
Hour and a half.
So I think that's it. Yeah, annual pass preview in April. I hope so. But
If they offer it, do it.
yeah, 100%.
But you got to wake up at 4:32 and sign into the WDW Wi-Fi Guest 3. And
Yeah, we could talk forever about that.
Make sure your app is updated.
no,
Yeah.
no, you need to be running the second version of it. That's
Well, thanks everyone for joining us on this live chat, and thanks again. Figment. joined
oh
us.
no.
Oh,
The
you
Figment
got
pop-
one?
I got more than one. I got
Dude,
people.
Those are like going, which we resell on eBay all the time. And I was when I saw the other Figment, I was going to ask you if you got one, but they are like, people were taking pictures of them at the park and selling them for crazy money on eBay.
Yeah, no kidding. I don't buy stuff to resell it. I got a couple. They're for my kids when they get older.
And now we know how Micah bought his car. All right. So
So from myself, Nick, Micah, Figment, and Dustin, thanks for joining us on another Park Rovers Live. And we will see you next time. Thanks, everyone.
thanks, guys.
Bye.
Thanks.